I drove a Hyundai Kona 5,000 kilometers in 10 days. The reason for the trip was to test out the reliability of this 2-liter engine, which you'll find in the Hyundai Kona. You'll also find it in the Kia Seltos. Early in the summer, I went online, rented a car, hotels were booked, and then my partner, pup, and I hit the road. We planned out stops to make along the way, but the first day was wild. We went from just outside Toronto to Fredericton, New Brunswick the first day, which was around 1,300 kilometers. Outside of food and bathroom breaks, it was non-stop. The car handled well throughout the stretch throughout Ontario and Quebec. No real complaints. Once we got into New Brunswick, though, all of the hills made for absolutely breathtaking views, but it felt like we were pushing the 2-liter engine just a little bit, which makes sense. I mean, this engine has 147 horsepower and 132 pound-feet of torque. Add in all the gear, 2 adults, and the pup, and it's kind of hard to complain that the RPMs were really high as we traversed the ups and downs of the hills of New Brunswick. Now, I've reviewed the Kona before. I've been in the regular gas version, the electric, and the high-performance Kona N, where I was able to take that thing out on a track.
Keep that speed, that's good. Brake a tiny bit. Release. Just. Yeah. No, you won't be. Yeah. Alright, fair enough. You're good. The car takes it, don't worry. Perfect.
I didn't have the option of choosing which trim level I wanted to go with. This one was the essential trim, which in Canada is the lowest available trim level. I've come to realize a few things after reviewing cars on this channel for the last 2.5 years, and that's that there are some pieces of technology that are kind of must-haves. Though one of the big ones is adaptive cruise control. In the Hyundai Kia world, it's known as smart cruise control, unlike regular cruise control where if you want to stop, you have to brake. With the adaptive or smart cruise control system, it keeps pace with the vehicle that's in front of you. So let's say if you set it at 100 kilometers an hour on the highway, car in front of you slows down and yours will automatically brake. Now it also will bring you back up to that set speed again. So if you change lanes, they pick up speed or get out of the way, whatever the case may be, it'll pick you right back up to your set speed again. The other one that I really like is a lane keep assist or a lane centering system. If you get distracted for a second, what's going to happen is as long as it recognizes the lane markings, it's going to keep you perfectly balanced in your lane, literally turning the wheel for you as you go. So the adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist are 2 incredible pieces of technology that I definitely recommend you look at in your vehicle, especially if you spend a lot of time on the road, you like taking road trips, etc., because they are really, really useful to use once you know how to use them. So if you want walkthroughs on how to use them, check down in the description of the video. I've put together some comprehensive videos explaining how all of those systems work. If you are contemplating a road trip, make sure that the car that you're going to be picking up has those things because it is absolutely amazing. They are great pieces of technology. We made our way across the bridge through Prince Edward Island. Beautiful. There were a few stops with my girlfriend really excited to take me to Greenwich. It was a heck of a hike. You got to go onto a floating bridge surrounded by water, and then it's going up into like a sandy trail area before it just opens up to the ocean and this beautiful beach. It was an incredible experience, and the Kona got us there no problem. And then after spending a few days in PEI, we packed everything up into the car and towards our next destination we went. And the next destination was going to be Halifax, Nova Scotia. So off we went, and again, the car handled well, taking us between PEI into Nova Scotia. There was a road trip to Peggy's Cove, a hike around Duncan's Cove. Little side note, the TV show Digstown is actually partially filmed there, and we kind of got lost during one of our walks and we ended up right near the set. It was kind of cool. Then we ended up driving up to Wolfville for a 12-kilometer hike in order to get to Cape Split. Again, the drive was phenomenal. Having the sunroof open as we went was incredible. But this hike at Cape Split took us probably about 3.5 hours to get up and back down again. But the view, once you get to the top, is absolutely stunning. Beautiful. If you've never been there, you have to make sure you check it out. And then the plan was the following day to take the car around the Cape Breton Highlands, which are beautiful themselves. I had been to the East Coast back in 2018 on a solo road trip, and my girlfriend actually used to live on the East Coast as well. She was there for a few years. So we've seen Cape Breton Island independently. We just wanted to have the flexibility to be able to see it together. So the next morning we get up bright and early, look outside, and rain. For hours, non-stop rain. So we ended up just relaxing that day and enjoying each other's company. We ended up deciding to save it for the day before we left. So the day before we left rolls up, we look outside, and what do we see? More rain. So last morning is here, and we're like, you know what? We didn't get to see the Highlands together, but at the same time, we've both seen it independently, and this is just going to be a reason for us to have to get back into another car again and make another trip to the East Coast. So the plan was to stop at the Bay of Fundy, and we're driving along, beautiful day. We get to the Bay of Fundy, and then literally as we're pulling out of the car, we're walking towards the Bay of Fundy, starts to rain again. So good. So back on the road again. In total, we traveled 5,037 kilometers in 10 days, and I drove pretty much the entire time. I love being behind the wheel of a car. Now, a few great things about the ride. For the three of us, it was more than enough space. We didn't really have to use the back seat much. We had some luggage back there, but it's funny, we had the puppers that was there we set her up in the back seat, and she was maybe back there for 10 minutes. She just kept on trying to jump up onto my partner's lap, and she just wanted to be part of the family and stick her head out the window and do dog things. It was pretty adorable, but we had more than enough space for all of our luggage, everything we brought with us. The trunk is fairly spacious inside of the Kona and the Kia Seltos. And the seats, even though these ones were cloth seats because it was the essential trim level, they were still very, very comfortable. This thing was bright. It honestly made me feel like I was peacocking, because everything nowadays is typically going to be like blacks and whites and grays and things like that. So seeing this bright, vibrant teal color, just something different and something a little bit more unique. So it made it really, really easy to spot our car wherever we parked. Plus, it also really matched when we got into Lunenburg, because the car being nice and bright and blue went really nicely with all the different colors of the houses that you're going to find throughout the city there too. The media screen, even though this is the base trim level, is compatible with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And the Hyundai and Kia world are kind of weird with their media screens, where the lower trim levels with this small screen have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay support, but in the higher trim levels with the nicer screens, it's wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. That one has always kind of been like a little bit of a head scratcher for me. I don't know why they don't have that reversed, but regardless, we were able to use Apple CarPlay the whole way there and back. The 2-liter engine had surprisingly great mileage. The Kona 2-liter all-wheel drive has a fuel economy of 8.5, 7.2, and 7.9 liters per 100, and that's city, highway combined. In the States, we're looking at 28, 33, and 30 miles per gallon. In reality, we averaged closer to 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers, which is about 33 miles per gallon. So that 6.9 liters per 100 is both hilarious and amazing all at the same time. So, if going on distance trips is something that you really enjoy, the Hyundai Kona or the Kia Seltos are both incredible rides that you could look at as an option. If you're going the Hyundai route though, you want to make sure you opt for at least the preferred trim level in Canada or the SE trim level in the US, and that's going to give you the smart cruise control and the lane centering system that I was telling you about earlier. If you're looking at the Kia side of things, so you're looking at the Seltos, you'll want to look at the EX Premium in Canada or the S in the US to get similar feature sets at roughly the same price point. It was really nice being able to test the reliability of the Hyundai Kona on a trip like this. It's something I've never done before, and it was really kind of an eye-opening experience. The 2-liter engine, even though it's not as powerful as you're going to find in some of the other trim levels, like that 1.6-liter turbocharged engine is incredible. incredible. But at the same time, the 2-liter, it's a really good option, especially if you're just looking for a car to get you from A to B and you don't necessarily care about all of the power. And that was my experience driving the Hyundai Kona 5,000 kilometers in 10 days. Now, if you're looking for reviews on either the Hyundai Kona or the Kia Seltos, you can find those down in the description. If you have any questions, drop down in the comments section below and let me know. But if you found this video useful, thumbs up, share it with somebody if you think they might find it useful. And until I see you next time, take care.